sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Demo Derby Smashdown, the Demolition Derby game by Play Games. Now, all of August, I'm putting out one video a week to allow you to just kind of show the Demolition Derby Smashdown game, and also to remind you that there are still plenty of positions left for the Labor Day Smashdown, where you can win a free copy of Demolition Derby Smashdown. To be able to enter, all you need to do is send me your name, mailing address, and a nickname if you want it to the email down below by August 31st. Once August 31st hits, the registration is closed and you won't be eligible for the free game. So once I have all those entries, I will go ahead and assign cars and a driver card to those entries, and then a video will come out on Labor Day of the Demolition Derby, and the last man or woman standing will win the free game. I'm planning on setting that as a premiere video, so once it pops up, I'm able to hop in there to chat. I apologize, I'm not able to do it live. I don't think my internet is going to be capable of doing that. So, but I thought the next best thing would be on premiere, so I can at least jump in there and talk with you guys as the action unfolds. Tonight we got another 12-card Demolition Derby. I'm going to implement the payback option, one of the advanced options you can have for the game. So if one car hits another, and then that other then later in the same turn, that car comes up, he's given the option of disregarding the target on the card that's called out and hit that driver that hit him earlier on. We'll see if that plays out and how it goes. Next week I'm planning on having maybe a 24-car Demolition Derby, so 2 heats of 12 with a repair, and taking maybe the top 6 of each derby, and then having a repair session, and then continuing on with a 12-man main. That's kind of my hope for the Labor Day Demolition Derby. Is I've got enough to run 2 heats, have a repair, and then do a main. So anyway, enough talk. Let's get down to the track and see our participants for tonight's Demolition Derby. As you can see, once again, we have our 12 cars and our 12 drivers. Tonight, we're going to have Flash Deering in the 1980 Seaboard Medallion hatchback. We have Doris Erdman in the 83 Hercules sedan. We've got Twister Furtado in the 86 Gold Crown, and Rudy Gurney in the 80 National Sedan Brugum. Carmen Gonzalez is in the 80 Classic Sedan Du Monde. Marshall Gosney is in the 83 Congressional Luxury Sedan. Rufus Hardiman is in the 81 Silver Monarch Sedan. And Peggy Larrabee is in the 91 Mayflower LX Sedan. Ronnie Perry will be in the 89 Sport Sedan. Tony Ruelas will be in the Wayfarer sedan. Lenny Sessoms in the 84 Buckmobile Town sedan. And then Otis Sosby in the Yeoman sedan. So we have our drivers set up, our cars set up. I've got my little cheat sheet here to help determine who is targeting who. And let's go ahead and roll for Flash Deering and get this Demolition Derby underway. 4-2 is an XX question mark, so that's going to be 2 external damage delivered to, or 2 external damage and internal to himself. So he is going to go after Erdman. So he delivers 2X and then takes a question mark internal damage for himself, and a roll to see what attack he loses, and that is the timing belt attack. Doris Erdman will be up next, and 2-3 is no damage, so nothing for her. Twister Furtado was just attacked by Deering. Let's see if he pays him back. 6-4 is an XXO star, so he would be attacking the car with the least amount of damage, but he is going to go ahead and go on back after Deering and give him 2 external of his own, take a external to himself, and now his turn is over as we go to Rudy Gurney. 1-5 is a skid. He is a C1. He gets to deliver to an external 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Erdman. So Erdman with 3 external damage here early on. We move to the middle column now, and Carmen Gonzalez will be up first. 5-5 as a skid. C driver delivers an external to Gosney. Marshall Gosney now up 6-5 is a skid of his own. 1, he delivers an external, and he's going to go after 1, 2, 3 Hardiman. I kind of take that as, you know, maybe a little swipe from Gonzalez to Gosney, so he's not going to go after him for that. Next up will be Rufus Hardiman. 3-6 is a car chart check. Hardiman has 1 external damage. So 3 and delivers an external to 1, 2 to Gonzalez. So everyone just kind of sideswiping each other here. And next up will be Larrabee, Peggy Larrabee from Sedalia, Colorado. 4-5 skid. 4 C is an O, so she takes an external of her own. So everyone hit either a skid or car chart. So we will go ahead to Ronnie Perry. 6-2 is an X, exclamation point against the star car, which is its car with the least amount of damage, but we do not have that, but that's going to be a big hit, as that is 2 external. Ronnie Perry, that is 6-2. It's 1 external, 2 internal delivered. That'll be to Ruelas. So an external, internal, internal. Ruelas will lose. Goodness, I keep throwing my dice around. So Ruelas will lose 2 attacks, so he'll lose number 6 and number 2. So Ruelas comes up now. I don't know if he'd be looking for a payback since he just got fairly messed up, but we'll see what comes up here. 6-1, he doesn't get to do anything anyway. It's 3 times I've dropped my dice here in the past minute. So Lenny Sessoms is up next. And there's 4. 1-4 is X Star, car with the least amount of damage. And that will be either Perry or Sosby. 2, it's going to be Perry, and that is just an external. Alright, we go to Otis Sosby now in the 77 Yeoman Sedan. That was a 4. 5-4 is, it's a OO question mark to the car with the least amount of damage. But it doesn't matter, as he had targeted Sessoms, but received 2 external, and then an internal of his own. So he will lose 4, the big howdy. So Sosby attacked Sessoms and then ended up really damaging his own car. But that is the end of minute 1. As we will go ahead and shuffle these up and get ready for minute 2. So it seemed like the first group there really got things going, but the middle group, nothing really came out of that. But then, was it Sessoms? Or no, Ronnie Perry had a big attack on Ruelas. And then Sosby went to attack Sessoms and did more damage to themselves. So let's go ahead and get these cards sorted out for minute number 2. And we will begin round 2 as Sosby, Ruelas, Furtado, Larrabee, Hardiman, Erdman, Deering, Perry, Gosney, Gonzalez, Gurney, and Sessoms. So Sosby will be up first. A 4-3 cannot do anything. Ruelas. 1-4 is XX Star, so 2 external delivered to the car with the least amount of damage, external damage, so that counts out Sosby. So it's against Furtado or Larrabee. That's going to be Furtado, or 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be Larrabee. So that was 2 external delivered. And now Furtado is up next. 2-3. Find Furtado here. That is XXO burst. So that is 2 external delivered, an external of their own against the car with the most amount of external damage. So that's going to be Larrabee once again. So Larrabee XX, Furtado O. So Larrabee with 5 external, 2 more, and she will be out, as Peggy Larrabee will be up next. 3-6 is car chart. External damage of 5. 1. Larrabee's going to stall. So Larrabee having a rough go at things as we go to the middle column here, and Rufus Hardiman start things off. 4-6 is car. Hardiman is 1. Damage of 1. 2 is an X delivered to Erdman. So Erdman at 4 external, as Doris Erdman is up next. 2-3 is no damage. So nothing for Erdman. Now Peggy Deering, Flash Deering, is up next. 3-4 is an O star. So they went to attack either Hardiman or Perry, but it doesn't matter as they received an external of their own. So 3 external for Deering. And now Perry, Ronnie Perry, will be up next. 4-6 is a car. They have 1 external. 2 delivers an external against 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 against Hardiman. So the middle group is done now, as Gosney will be up next. Where is he here? Marshall Gosney. Pretty clean group for group 4 here. 5-2 is an external delivered against Gonzalez. Now Carmen Gonzalez will be up next. 6-3 is an XXO against the car with the least amount of damage. They're not going to go back after Gosney for that one. They're going to go after either Gurney or Sessoms, and we'll roll for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be against Sessoms. So 2 external. Gonzalez receives an external of his own, and now Gurney will be up. Rudy Gurney. 4-4 is an X exclamation point question mark against the car with the least amount of external damage. So that is going to be attacking Gosney. So they'll deliver an external, an internal delivered, and then 4-4 was an internal of their own. So Gosney will lose number 2, and Gurney will lose number 4. So we go back to Lenny Sessoms to end out the second minute. 3-4 is XX star with the least amount of external damage. That'll be Gurney. So 2 external delivered to Gurney as round 2. Minute number 2 is complete. So everybody's still in it. There's a few cars that they're getting close to being put out here. Larrabee can only have 2 more external. She is currently stalled, so before her next turn she has to roll, and on any odd die roll the car stays stalled and the driver can't do anything further. So if she rolls an even, then she's going to get that car rolling once again. So let's go ahead and get the cars back out there situated and begin minute 3. As Erdman, Sessoms, Gurney, and Larrabee is in Group 1, Hardiman, Sosby, Gosney, Gonzalez is in 2, Perry, Deering, Ruelas, and Furtado is in Group 3. So Erdman will start out here. 3-1 is an X exclamation point burst. So that is an external delivered, an internal to their own car against the car with the most amount of external damage. So that is Larrabee. She's going to go ahead and attack her. So an X, Erdman gets a question mark, so she loses an attack, which is the attack that she just used. And Larrabee, who is still stalled, is getting knocked around out there. One more external, and she will be out of the race, as Lenny Sessoms is next to go. 4-3 is no damage. Gurney is up. 5-3 is 2 external against a car with the least amount of external damage. That is going to be Sessoms. So 2 external for Sessoms, as Larrabee gets ready to go now. She needs an even to get going again. She does not, so Larrabee stays stalled as we move on to Group 2. Hardiman. 3-3 is 2 external delivered to the car with the least amount of external damage. That is either Sosby or Gosney. We'll go ahead and roll for it, and that'll be Gosney. Gosney with 4 external now. As Sosby will be up next. 4-5. She rolls an attack that she has lost. So Gosney is up next. Might go back after Hardiman. 2-6. That'll be a car. Is a car chart. Gosney is 4 external. 4 stalls. So now Gosney is stalled as we go back to Gonzalez. Still pretty good car here still. 3-5 is a skid. So the C driver. 1 delivers an external. Who's going to be 2? 1-2 be the Sosby. So we move on to Group 3 now with Ronnie Perry starting off. Still little damage. 5-2 is the pickle jar, and they receive 2 internal. Didn't really even go after anyone there, but so she loses 2 and 5. As Flash Deering comes out next for their next go. 5-5 can't do anything. Has a 5 on their card. Ruelas is 4-2 is a no damage, and Furtado is 1-3. That will be XO exclamation point burst. It's going to be an external delivered and internal delivered against, or external delivered and external received and internal delivered to the car with the most amount of external damage, which will be Deering. So X exclamation point. Furtado did damage to their own car, so Deering will lose number 1. And after 3 minutes of action, Gosney. 3 minutes of action have gone by. Everybody's still in this event, but how much longer is it going to last? We will find out as we get ready to go to minute number 4 of this Demolition Derby. Alright, minute number 4 is about to start up as we start out with Larrabee 6. She gets the car going once again, so we'll go ahead and continue on with her move, but she is barely in it. Her car is pretty banged up as she has 6 external. Ooh, 6-6 is a car. 6 damage. And Larrabee just got it going and then stalls out once again. So Larrabee having a rough go of things. Sessoms, Deering, and Gonzalez they're about halfway each for their external damage. 3-5 for Sessoms. That is a skid. C driver delivers an external to Gonzalez. So Gonzalez now with 4. Deering is next to go. 2-5. That is a skid. C driver 5, and Deering will stall. So cars are starting to have troubles out there with their engines as Gonzalez comes up next. Still no internal damage, so they're going to hit a skid. C driver 3 receives or doesn't really do anything but gets an external damage of his own. So now we go to Group 2 here, and Gosney, who is currently stalled, stays stalled. Perry is coming out next. Can't do anything. He's lost that attack. Hardiman still has all their attacks, and they will hit a car chart, 2 external, 2 delivers an external, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, or do they go after? They're going to go ahead and hit Gosney and give him 5 external. Sosby is up next, and whenever I do the Demolition Derby for Labor Day, all of the if a car is not designated in the attack, then the car that is chosen will be rolled with a die, just so there's no bias or anything like that. But I'll let the die decide who I will hit, and if it's a payback, I will roll a decider die to determine whether or not they will use the payback option. So we'll go to Otis Sosby here. 5, 6 is a car. They have 3 external damage, and Sosby delivers an external. Do they go after Gosney? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll go after Hardiman. So now we go to Group 3 here. And Furtado, we'll start things off for them. 5-1 is an XO exclamation point burst. That is an external delivered, an external received, and internal delivered against the car with the most amount of external damage, which will be Erdman. So XO exclamation point. So Erdman loses another attack. She will lose attack number 1. As for Furtado, the only damage on his car is what he has given himself. So Tony Ruelas is up next. 3-5 will be a skid. C driver. 3 receives. So skidded into a car and got more damage himself. Next up will be Gurney. 6-3 is 3 external delivered is against the car with the most amount of external damage. That is Erdman. And Erdman is now out, as just received their 7th external point. So Doris Erdman is now out of this competition as we get ready to go to round 5, or minute 5. Round 5 is set to begin here as Ronnie Perry gets ready to start things off. 5-1, can't do anything, lost that attack. Hardiman come out next. 1-2 is XO burst, so that'll be external delivered and internal of their own against the car with the most amount of external damage. Gosney has 5. Larrabee, I think, has 6. So an external delivered to Larrabee, and Larrabee has been knocked out. Larrabee just could not get things going today, as Hardiman has just knocked her out. And now we go to Marshall Gosney, who is currently stalled. So see if he can get going again, and he does not. So he stays stalled as we go to the middle group now. And Flash Deering is currently stalled, and he will stay stalled as well. Car's starting to have trouble out there moving around. Gonzalez, still no internal damage. 6-6 is car. We go to the car chart. 5 and 1. Gonzalez has stalled. As Ruelas is looking to hit somebody. 6-2, can't do anything, has lost that ability. Sessoms. 3-3 is XXO burst. So that'll be 2 external delivered and external of their own against car with the most amount of external damage. And that will be Gonzalez. So Sessoms with a 3-3 delivers 2 external and knocks Gonzalez out. That is his 7th. And Sessoms takes an external of their own. So we are down to 9 cars now. As we go to Furtado, still hasn't caused any damage but to himself. 5-5 is a skid. C driver delivers an external against Sosby. Sosby with 4 external. As Gurney Coming up next, 3-6 is a car chart. 2 damage, 5, and Gurney will stall. Sosby coming out next has a chance to go after Furtado if he wants. Furtado is 4 external. Sosby 4 external. 5-4 is 2 external received of their own, and internal received to the own. So they went after Gurney and ended up taking 2 external and an internal. They will lose attack number 1. So Sosby got a little excited there and ended up hurting themselves. But after 5 minutes, we're down to 9 cars. Let's go ahead and start minute 6. Round 6 begins with Rufus Hardiman getting ready to start things off. 3-1 is an external delivered to the car with the most amount of external damage. That'll be Gosney. So while Gosney is stalled there, Hardiman goes and attacks him. Gosney needs 1 more external in order to be eliminated. Now we go to Marshall Gosney, who is currently stalled, stays stalled. We go to Perry. 2-4, can't do anything, that's taken out. Sosby with 6 external damage. 2-6 is Carr, 6 external, and on top of that, Sosby stalls. So everyone's starting to stall out here as Ruelas is next up. 5-4 is, ooh, that's a big one. That is an external delivered, 2 internal of their own against the car with the least amount of external damage. So Ruelas is going to go after Deering. So that is a 3, that was 5-4. So an external to Deering, 2 internal delivered, and then Ruelas with 2 internal of their own. So we'll go ahead and roll for Ruelas. 5. And 1. And now we go to Deering. 4. And 4 once again. And Deering was stalled. No, last week if they already had a chip on, I took another point off, but I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think that's the correct thing to do was to take take another internal point away from them. But now we go to Flash Deering, who is currently stalled. They get unstalled as they get set to come out as 5 external, 4 internal, 3-2. One of the tacks that aren't taken away yet. That is 1 external delivered against 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 against Ruelas. Sosby lucked out there. There's 1 more external to them, and they are out. Now we go to Sessoms. 6-4 is an O. So they went after a car with the least amount of damage. They started to go after Gurney, but ended up hurting themselves. And now that is 6 external for Sessoms. Furtado will be up next. 2-2 is 2 external delivered and an external of their own. So that's 5 for them. Who is the 2 going to be against? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Sessoms is now out of this race. Furtado knocks them out as Gurney comes up, who is currently stalled, and they get moving. So Gurney is now moving. They're going to be going after Furtado. 1-4 is 2 external of their own. So that ended up doing more damage for Gurney than did Furtado. But round 6 is complete, or was that round 5? I don't know, but we are down to 8 drivers now. After about 5 or 6 minutes of action. Let's go ahead and get the next minute underway. Alright, next minute of action is Ruelas. Starts things off. 3-4 does still have that attack, but that is an O delivered against them, an external of their own. They went after the car with the least amount of damage, probably Perry, and ended up hurting themselves. Next up will be Sosby, who is stalled and stays stalled. Perry will be up next, probably the best looking car in the whole group. 1-5 is a skid. C driver. 1 delivers an external against 1. Against Gosney. And Gosney is Gonny. As that hit knocked them out. And we don't have to worry about them now. They are stalled forever. As Rufus Hardiman comes up next. 6-3. That is an external delivered, an internal delivered against car with the least amount of external damage. So that will be Gurney. So 6-3 was an external, internal. Gurney loses number 2. Flash Deering up next has quite a bit of internal damage of their own, but 6-5 is a skid, 5 external, and Deering will stall. And Furtado be out next. Still no internal damage of their own. 4-1 is an external delivered to a car with the least amount of external damage. So Gurney has 5, Hardiman has 4, and Deering has 5. So that'll be at Hardiman. As Gurney will be up next. 4-3, cannot do anything, has lost that attack. So after the next minute, we are now down to 7 cars. As the 7th minute of action gets underway, Rufus Hardiman is set to lead things off. 3-3 is 2 external delivered in his car with the least amount of external damage. And that will be Perry. Perry's car looking too good out there to not be hit, as Gurney will be up next. 1-2, that is an external delivered and internal delivered to car with the least amount of external damage. So that may be Perry once again. It is. As Perry takes another shot and receives an internal of their own. 3. Perry was looking like the best one out there, but now looking kind of rough, as it is now Ronnie Perry's turn. 6-3 has that attack. That is 2 external delivered in his car with the most amount of external damage. So we're either going to knock out Hardiman or knock out Gurney. Ooh, but Sosby has the most amount of external damage. Sosby is gone to start out the 7th minute of action. They were stalled and couldn't get it going. They were a sitting target out there, as Ruelas will be up next. 5-5, can't do anything. Furtado, 5-5, that is a skid. 5, or C driver, 6, we go to the unusual results. For Furtado, 42, engine overheating, engine light goes on for Furtado. So even though they don't have any internal damage, their engine is starting to overheat. As we look at Deering, see if they can get going, they do not. So after the 7th minute of action, we are down to 6 drivers. And I can't remember if I was going to have the repair check for this game for tonight's Derby or next week's. So probably not going to have a repair check or a repair round to try to heal some of these cars. I think that's going to be in week 5 video. Next week I'm thinking about doing buses or vans or something along those lines, so be stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and get cars sorted out for minute 8, and Rufus Hardiman will once again start things off. 46 is car. That is 5 external damage, and we go to unusual results for Hardiman. 45, drop transmission out of the event. So Hardiman had only 5 external but no internal, and the transmission just dropped out of it. Hardiman is gone. As next up will be Gurney. 4-1, can't do anything. Ruelas. 2-5, can't do anything. Perry. 5-2, can't do anything. This is Furtado. Now, major mechanical failure is about to occur. So she stays, engine card stays on their card. A die roll of 1 or 6 indicates that the car has died and is out of the event. On any other die roll, the car is still running and the driver may take their turn. So 1 or 6 and Furtado is out, does not get it. So she is able to continue on with her roll. 2-5 is a skid. 5 external, 3, and Furtado has stalled. So cars are starting to die out there, all in their own accord. Poor Hardiman. Transmission just dropped out and they were done. Now check see if Deering gets going, and they do. So we'll go ahead and continue on with Flash Deering's roll. 2-3 is 2 external delivered, an internal delivered, and a internal received of their own. So 2 external. So either Furtado or Perry will go Perry. That gives them 6 external and an internal for Perry. Ronnie Perry just lost number 6. And then Deering receives a internal of their own. So 5 internal for Deering, as they just lose number 5 once again. So Deering got going, but they have 5 external and 5 internal. So 1 more internal for them, and they are out, as Hardiman is out. And we shuffle them up and get ready for minute number 8, 9. And Ruelas will get ready to start things off. 1-4, can't do anything. Furtado. See if that engine, first let's see if they stay stalled, which they will, but now we do an engine check. 6, Furtado, engine just gave out. Trying to get it rolled over while she was stalled and end up killing it completely, as we are down to 4. And Gurney, 3-5, that is a skid. C driver, 5, and Gurney stalls. Next up will be Perry, 2-4, can't do anything. Deering, 1-6, can't do anything. So now we're getting down to cars are just limping along out there. Let's go ahead and do a quick shuffle. Gurney is stalled, so Ruelas can only use a 3 or a 4 attack. Doesn't get it. Perry. 5-2, can't do anything. Deering. 5-4, can't do anything. Gurney stays stalled. So we're just going to go ahead and keep them there. Minute 10, Ruelas. 2-5, can't do anything. Perry. 5-6, can't do anything. Deering. 1-5, can't do anything. Gurney gets going. 1-6 is a car. 5 external. 4 stalls. Deering, or Ruelas. 1-6, no. Perry. 4-2 is an external delivered to Ruelas. Deering still has 3 attacks left. Neither one of those. Gurney is stalled. Gets going. 1, 2. That is external delivered. So that is 6 and an internal delivered. So Deering is out. As we are just down to 3 cars now. Gurney looking like probably the better of the 3 cars. So Ruelas, 6-5, no. Perry, 3-4, no. Gurney, 1-3, yes. That is an external delivered and internal of their own to the car with the least amount of external damage. So that'll be Ruelas. But then Gurney takes an internal of their own and stays on 4. Go ahead and move these up here now. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them in their order up top. So Gurney, 1-6 is car. That is 5 external. 3, Gurney will stall. Perry, no. Ruelas, 1-4, no. Gurney, unstalls. 2-3, can't do anything. Perry, 2-3, no. Ruelas, no. Gurney, no. Perry, no. Ruelas, no. Gurney, 1-2, an external and internal delivered to the car with the least amount of external damage. That is both 6. So we're going to go ahead and roll here to see who they took out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perry is gone, as it is now down to Gurney and Ruelas. Ruelas up next. So who can get that roll? 6-3, and that is 3 external delivered. Ruelas is out, and Rudy Gurney is your champion for tonight's Demolition Derby. Kind of a grueling game there at the end, as I think we went about 15-16 minutes. Those cars just were not able to do anything. But guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. Like I said, next week I'm thinking about doing maybe buses or vans or something, 12 of those, just so we can maybe get a little more external damage and see kind of how that plays out. And then for week 5, which will be August 30th, will be my 5th video, and we'll have all 24 drivers. We'll have 2 heats of 12 with the top 6 running, being able to go to a repair session and then coming out for the main event of those 6 drivers with whatever status their car is in at the time. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have not entered yet, make sure to send me your name, mailing address, and whatever nickname you want to the email below, and I will go ahead and get you entered. Currently we have 13. I'd like to get 9, 10, 11 more to make 24. Let's go ahead and make that happen. But until next time, guys, have a great night. Thank you for watching.